The Miami Beach Convention Hall was packed in March 1966. Every seat filled, standing room only at the back. Roughly 3,000 people crowded in to watch Muhammad Ali train. It was a public session, open to the press, open to fans, open to anyone willing to pay $5 at the door. Ali was preparing for his next fight against George Chuvalo, the Canadian heavyweight with a granite chin who had never been knocked down in his career. Ali was expected to win, but Chuvalo was nobody's pushover. He was built to take punishment and keep walking forward. So, Ali trained hard, and as was his nature, he made the training itself into a performance. Bruce Lee sat in the fourth row on an uncomfortable metal bleacher seat, wearing jeans, a white shirt, and a leather jacket. Nobody recognized him. Nobody knew who he was. He had been in America for 5 years, teaching martial arts in Oakland and Los Angeles, building a small reputation in martial arts circles. Prior to the general public, he was just another face in the crowd. He was there because a student had bought tickets and invited him, framing it as educational, a chance to watch a world-class athlete prepare. Bruce had agreed, driven primarily by curiosity. He had trained with boxers before and respected the sport, but Ali was something apart from the rest of the boxing world, and everyone knew it. Down in the first row, in the VIP section, sat two faces that needed no introduction. Elvis Presley and Clint Eastwood, both invited personally by Ali. Elvis because Ali was a fan, Eastwood because he was a fixture of Hollywood. They were relaxed, talking between themselves, enjoying a break from the particular pressures of their own fame. Bruce noticed them easily from 4 rows back. Elvis in his signature dark sunglasses, hair slicked back, Eastwood in casual clothes, both entirely at ease being recognized and watched. The contrast with his own position was not something Bruce had to think hard about. They were in the front row, known by everyone in the building, and he was 4 rows behind them, known by no one. The ring was set up at the center of the arena, elevated and lit from above while everything else stayed dim. Ali was already in it, moving through his shadowboxing warm-up with that particular quality of motion he had. Smooth, fluid, feet gliding across the canvas, hands working combinations that looked almost effortless, as though the effort were happening somewhere invisible. His trainer Angelo Dundee was at ringside calling out instructions. Ali listened and adjusted, but the showmanship ran underneath everything he did. He could not separate the boxing from the performance, and he did not try. The crowd cheered every combination, every movement, every moment Ali played to them. The shuffle, the phantom punches, the remarks thrown out at no one in particular. "You see this? You see how pretty I am? How fast? Chuvalo gonna get embarrassed, gonna wish he stayed home." People laughed and applauded. This was what they had paid to see. Not just the boxing, but Ali being Ali, the greatest talker and the greatest performer the heavyweight division had ever produced, and arguably would ever produce. After 20 minutes of shadowboxing, Ali called for sparring partners. 2 heavyweights climbed into the ring. Professionals, not famous, but capable enough to give Ali a legitimate workout and simulate the kind of pressure Chuvalo would bring with his relentless forward movement. They sparred in 3-minute rounds. Ali dominated, moving and jabbing, making his partners miss, making them look slow. He was 24 years old and operating at the height of his physical gifts. The crowd responded to every clean exchange. Between rounds, Ali kept talking. "You see that? You see how fast I am? Chuvalo won't be able to touch me. I float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. His hands can't hit what his eyes can't see." The crowd went loud. Hearing it live in that space carried a different weight than reading it in a newspaper. Elvis leaned over to Eastwood and said something. Both laughed. They were enjoying the whole event, not just the boxing, but the spectacle Ali constructed around it. After 6 rounds, the sparring partners were spent. As Ali was barely winded, his conditioning was one of the things that separated him from everyone else in the sport, the ability to maintain speed and power deep into a fight, round after round. Dundee called an end to it. Ali waved him off, then turned to scan the crowd. "Anyone here want to spar? Anyone think they can hit the champ?" Laughter moved through the building. Nobody volunteered. "Come on, someone, anyone, I won't hurt you. Just light sparring. Show these people what it's like to be in the ring with greatness." The laughter continued, but nobody moved. Everyone wanted to be part of the show. Nobody wanted to be the punchline. Ali pointed down to the first row. "How about you, Elvis? You train with Ed Parker, right? Know your karate? Come up here. Show these people whether karate works against boxing." Elvis laughed and held up both hands. "I'm a lover, not a fighter, champ, and I like my face the way it is. Need it for the movies." The crowd laughed. Ali grinned. "Smart man, knows when he's outmatched." His eyes moved back out across the seats, looking for someone willing enough or curious enough to volunteer. They landed on Bruce, 4th row. Small, still, not laughing along with everyone else, just watching, observing, taking in everything with a quality of attention that was different from the people around him. Everyone else was being entertained. This man was studying. You, Ali pointed. Little man in the leather jacket, you look like you can move. You want to come up here? The crowd turned to look. Bruce did not react immediately. He processed it. He had come to watch, not to participate, not to be part of Ali's show. Don't be shy, Ali said. Come on up. Asian guy versus the heavyweight champ. David versus Goliath. Let's show these people something. Bruce's student elbowed him, excited and nervous. You should do it. Can handle yourself. It's not about can handle yourself. It's not about skill. It's about context. This is his show, his arena, his crowd. Going up there makes me a prop, something for people to laugh at. Or it's a chance to show what martial arts can do. Show that size isn't everything. Show that technique is real. Bruce considered it. Part of him wanted to stay in the crowd, stay anonymous, to stay unknown. But another part was genuinely curious about how his training would hold up against the world's best boxer, even in light sparring, even in a controlled setting. The opportunity was unlikely to come again. Down in the first row, Eastwood had noticed the exchange. Ali pointing into the crowd, the small Asian man everyone was now looking at. You know that guy? He asked Elvis. Elvis squinted toward the fourth row. Never seen him. Just wonder what Ali wants with him. Guess we're about to find out. Okay, Bruce said. He stood up. The crowd applauded, expectant, energized. This was going to be entertaining. The small Asian man against Muhammad Ali. Everyone anticipated that Ali would dance around him, handle him gently, and send him back to his seat smiling. All in good fun. All part of the show. Bruce walked down to ringside, climbed the steps, and ducked through the ropes. The size difference was immediate and obvious. Ali stood 6'3" and weighed around 220. Bruce stood 5'7" and weighed perhaps 140. Visually, it looked like a significant mismatch. Elvis leaned forward. That little guy's got guts. Stupid guts, maybe, but guts. Eastwood nodded. Either that or he knows something we don't. What's your name? Ali asked. Bruce. Bruce what? Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee, okay. You ever boxed before? A little. I practice martial arts mostly. Martial arts? Like karate? Like what Elvis does? Ali glanced down at Elvis, who waved and grinned from his seat. We got a kung fu man here. Ali turned to the crowd, playing to them as always. Let's see if those fancy moves work against real boxing. Let's see if the movies are real or just Hollywood. The crowd laughed. Bruce kept his expression even. He had known this would be the frame. Novelty, entertainment, the little guy Ali plays with for a few minutes. He was in it now. He would see it through. A trainer tossed up a pair of 16-ounce boxing gloves. Bruce caught them and put them on. They were heavy and padded, and the fit was wrong for his hands, like trying to work with thick mittens. The feedback and precision he relied on substantially reduced. He flexed his hands, tested the weight, and adjusted. The gloves would change his technique and his speed, but he would adapt, Ali said. We move around, light sparring, Ali said. We move around, light sparring. No hard shots. I'm not trying to hurt you, you're not trying to hurt me, just showing these people what it looks like, understand? Understood. Ready? Ready. They touched gloves. Ali began moving immediately, that distinctive movement, hands up, feet gliding, circling left, then right. Making Bruce pivot and follow, using the ring to control pace and position. Boxing fundamentals, control the center, make your opponent react, dictate the terms of the exchange. Bruce stood more centered, not bouncing, not mirroring Ali's rhythm, just balanced, watching. He was reading Ali's patterns, the weight shift before the jab, the shoulder dip before the cross, the way his eyes moved slightly before his hands did. All of it visible to someone trained to see it. Ali threw a jab, light, unexploratory, a test. Bruce's head moved, minimal, efficient, just enough. The jab passed his ear. Ali threw another, same result, then a double jab. Bruce slipped both, smooth and unhurried, with the smallest movements necessary to avoid the punches. No wasted energy. The crowd noticed. A murmur moved through the building. This was not going to be the quick demonstration anyone had anticipated. Elvis sat up straighter. Wait, that guy actually has skills. Eastwood nodded. He's making Ali work, not by much, but more than I expected. Ali's expression shifted, the performance giving way to genuine interest. He picked up the pace, combinations now, jab cross, jab jab hook, the sequences that had won him fights and championships, still controlled, still not full power, but faster and more purposeful, testing where Bruce's limits were. Bruce handled it, slipping, weaving, using head movement and footwork, letting the punches find empty space. The crowd began to understand that something real was happening. Not a friendly exhibition anymore, but a genuine exchange between two skilled people. Ali stopped. He looked at Bruce directly, not as entertainment now, but as an opponent worth assessing. "You're pretty good. You do this professionally?" "I teach, I don't compete." "You should compete. You got real skills, fast hands, good eyes. You could make money doing this." "Different focus. I teach self-defense, real-world application. Not sport competition." "Fair enough." Ali started moving again, circling, thinking. "But let's see if you can do more than defend. Defense is good, but you can't win just defending. Eventually you have to throw something back. Come at me. Show me what Kung Fu looks like." Bruce shifted his stance. Not boxing anymore. Wing Chun, hands in a different position, centerline guard, weight slightly forward. A different structure entirely, a different geometry. Ali noticed the change. This was something unfamiliar. Bruce moved. Chain punches, rapid, straight, aimed at Ali's centerline. Controlled, still light as agreed, but fast, genuinely fast. 5 punches in roughly 2 seconds, fast enough that they blurred, fast enough that the crowd reacted audibly. Ali covered up using his gloves, blocking the sequence. He felt the speed and the precision. The rhythm was nothing like boxing. Less wind-up, less telegraph, more direct, more continuous. Bruce stepped back and reset. Ali lowered his guard, and this time his expression was one of genuine admiration. "Okay, I see you. That was different. What was that?" "Wing Chun. It focuses on speed, on overwhelming the opponent's defenses before they can respond, on controlling the center line. It's fast, really fast, faster than boxing in some ways." Ali looked out at the crowd. "Y'all see that? This man can move. This isn't movie stuff. This is real skill." The crowd applauded, not the polite, amused applause from earlier, but something more genuine. They had seen it. They had watched Bruce's hands move and watched Muhammad Ali have to cover up. Something had shifted in the room. Down in the first row, Elvis was leaning forward now, fully absorbed. "Did you see how fast his hands were?" "I've watched a lot of fighting," Eastwood said. "Choreographed fighting, mostly. That wasn't choreography. That man is the real thing." "I want to meet him," Elvis said. "After this, yes, I want to know who he is." Back in the ring, Ali was moving again. "One more thing. You do kicks? High kicks like in the movies? Those Bruce Lee kicks?" He paused, then laughed. "Wait, you are Bruce Lee. So those are yours. Show me. Throw a kick at my head, light. Don't actually hit me. Just show me how high you can kick. Show these people if the movies are real." Bruce hesitated. "You're sure? Kicks are harder to control with these gloves on. Throws off the balance." "I'm sure. I want to see it. I've always thought those kicks in the Kung Fu movies were wires and camera tricks. Show me if it's real." "All right." Bruce stepped back, measured the distance, and moved. His leg came up, fast, high, a roundhouse that stopped with his foot hovering inches from Ali's face, controlled, precise. No contact, but the speed was real, the height was real, the threat was real. If this had been an actual fight, that kick would have landed clean. Ali did not move, did not flinch. He stood there looking at the foot suspended near his face. Then, Bruce lowered his leg and returned to his stance. The arena went silent. Complete silence, 3,000 people holding still. Then it broke, and the noise that came up was something different from the cheering that had filled the room before. This was recognition, the sound of people understanding that what they had just seen was not entertainment. It was skill of a serious and dangerous kind, demonstrated with precise control. Ali exhaled. "Damn, that was high. That was fast. That was real. You really could have kicked me in the head." "If I wanted to." But the point is control, demonstrating capability without causing harm, power without ego. Respect, real respect. Ali extended his glove. Bruce touched it. Different styles, different approaches, the same commitment to mastery. "You're the real deal, Bruce Lee. I don't know what you're doing up there in the bleachers, but you should be known. You should be famous. You've got skills that people need to see." "Thank you. That means a great deal coming from you." "Where do you teach?" "Los Angeles, mostly. Private students, small classes, building slowly." "I'm going to remember you. When you get famous, and you will, I'm going to tell people I sparred with you before anyone knew who you were, that I saw it before Hollywood did." Bruce smiled, small and measured. "Maybe. Or maybe you meet many people and this gets lost in the rest. Either way. And this was educational. Thank you for the opportunity and for the respect." They touched gloves once more. Bruce removed his gloves, handed them back to the trainer, climbed out through the ropes, and returned to his seat. The crowd applauded as he walked back, genuine, sustained applause. They had watched the small Asian man hold his own against Muhammad Ali, make the heavyweight champion of the world adjust and cover and acknowledge. He was extraordinary. You made Ali work. You was extraordinary. You made Ali work. You showed everyone that martial arts is real. It was light sparring. He was being gentle and entertaining the crowd. Still, people saw you. That's worth something. Bruce did not respond. He watched Ali continue his session, heavy bag work, sit-ups, more shadowboxing, winding down the afternoon. The whole time, Wati Bruce was studying. The way Ali generated power, the way he conserved energy, the way he performed under observation without letting the crowd break his concentration, how he made everything look easier than it was. As the arena began to empty, Bruce waited for the crowd to thin. He preferred not to deal with questions. Elvis and Eastwood were moving toward the exit when Elvis stopped and looked back. "Hold on, I want to meet that guy." "The Kung Fu man?" "Yes. And Ed Parker's been talking to me about Chinese martial arts for a while. I just watched it work against Muhammad Ali. I want to talk to him." They positioned themselves near the exit. When Bruce and his student came through, Elvis stepped forward. "Excuse me, Bruce Lee?" Bruce stopped. He recognized both of them immediately. "Yes. I'm Elvis. This is Clint. We watched your sparring with Ali. That was impressive work." "Thank you. I appreciate that." "Where did you learn to move like that?" Elvis asked. "I study karate with Ed Parker, but what you were doing looked different, faster, more direct." Wing Chun, a Chinese system, it prioritizes speed over power, centerline control over distance management, different from karate in its foundations. "Would you be willing to teach me, or at least demonstrate further? I'm always looking to improve." Bruce considered it for a moment. Elvis Presley was asking to learn from him. The implications of that were not small. "I'd be honored. I teach in Los Angeles. If you're ever there, look me up." "I'm there constantly. Recording, films. Give me your contact information. I'll call." Bruce produced a business card. Plain, just his name and number. Elvis studied it. "Bruce Lee, martial arts instruction." He pocketed it. "I'll definitely follow up. This is too good to let go." Eastwood extended his hand. Bruce shook it. "What you did in that ring was something else. You made the greatest boxer in the world take notice. That takes genuine skill." He was being generous, playing to the crowd. He could have ended it whenever he chose. Maybe. But he respected you. He said so publicly, in front of 3,000 people. That's not something he does lightly. They spoke for a few more minutes, exchanged information, and parted. Elvis and Eastwood to their car, Bruce and his student to a cheap rental. "Do you understand what just happened tonight?" the student said as they walked out. "Elvis Presley wants to train with you. Clint Eastwood shook your hand. Muhammad Ali called you the real deal in front of 3,000 people. In one evening, you connected with 3 of the most famous men in America. They're people, famous people, but people. Bruce, this could open everything. Students, recognition, opportunities. Maybe, or maybe Elvis never calls. Maybe this is just a moment. And tomorrow, it's forgotten. You can't build on what might happen. You build on what you do." Elvis did call. 2 weeks later, he wanted to train, wanted to learn Wing Chun. Bruce taught him. They became friends. Through Elvis, Bruce was introduced to other people in the entertainment industry, producers, directors, people who made decisions about what got made and who appeared in it. Recommendations followed. Doors opened. Eastwood followed through as well, not to train but to offer work. Stunt coordination, fight choreography, small roles in productions. Bruce accepted every opportunity that came and built on each one. Ali did not forget either. Years later, after Enter the Dragon had made Bruce an international figure, and the question of his abilities was no longer in dispute, Ali was asked by a reporter about martial artists, about Bruce Lee specifically. "I sparred with Bruce Lee once," Ali said, "before he was famous, before anyone knew who he was. Miami Beach, 1966. I called a spectator up from the crowd. Turned out to be Bruce Lee. We moved around. He showed me Wing Chun. Fast hands, high kicks, real skill. I knew right then he was special. Told him he should be famous, that people needed to see what he could do." The reporter asked whether Ali had been surprised when Bruce became a worldwide name. "Not at all. I called it. You could see it in how he moved, how he controlled his power, how he carried himself. That quality is rare. The world caught up to what I saw in that ring in Miami, what Elvis saw, what Clint saw. We all recognized it. A master before the fame, before the films, before any of it. Just someone doing what masters do. The event became part of the lore surrounding all of them. A piece of boxing history, martial arts history, and Hollywood history folded into a single afternoon. The day Muhammad Ali called a spectator up from the bleachers. The day neither man had any idea how history would eventually define them both. The day 3,000 people in Miami watched something they would go on describing for the rest of their lives, and two of Hollywood's biggest names sat in the front row and saw it in person. People have debated for decades what a real contest between Ali and Bruce would have looked like. Full contact, no rules, no holding back. The question cannot be answered. They never fought that way. They sparred for 15 minutes in a public training session, learned something from each other, and went in separate directions. Both of them spoke about it later with clear respect. What is certain is this. In March 1966, Muhammad Ali called a spectator up from the fourth row of the Miami Beach Convention Hall. That spectator was Bruce Lee. Neither knew yet what the other would become, or that they would each be regarded as the defining figure of his respective discipline. Neither could have known that Elvis Presley and Clint Eastwood were watching from the front row, or that the encounter would help set in motion a series of introductions and opportunities that would accelerate Bruce's path into Hollywood. They were, in that moment, two martial artists with different styles, different approaches, and the same fundamental commitment to understand fighting at its deepest level, to test and refine and improve, and to recognize skill honestly when it appeared in front of them. For 15 minutes, they shared a ring, exchanged what they knew, and extended mutual respect. Both left having learned something. And two men who would become legends in their own right sat in the front row and watched it happen. They recognized what they were seeing. They acted on that recognition. What followed, for Bruce, it was in part a consequence of that afternoon, of a sparring session that was supposed to be a light exhibition and became something that 4 people in that building never forgot.